Welcome to Pod Me If You Can TV, where we find rare and obscure films with your favourite stars and we discuss them. Now, we've done one Brad Pitt film before, but Lloyd, you found another.
Yep, I have a 10-pack of romantic movies here, and the movie I chose to review for this week is The Dark Side of the Sun, starring Brad Pitt. Set in an incredibly beautiful Yugoslavian town, Brad Pitt plays Rick, a young man born with an extremely rare skin disease which forces him to shield himself from any sort of light. He wears an all-black motorcycle outfit which almost resembles the Gimp from Pulp Fiction, and a black leather mask. Rick goes around town with his motorbike, a Kawasaki KLR 650 for all you motorheads, covered with his black outfit. Rick is a super friendly person with a really loving father who is desperate to find a cure for his son's disease. They are a very wealthy American family and appear to have a strong presence in the town. When a traveling group of actors from America arrive to town, Rick falls for the beautiful lead girl of the group and decides to unmask himself. Although he will die in 3 days from light exposure, he believes it will be best to live a full life in 3 days than live a lifetime in a sheltered existence. The Dark Side of the Sun was shot in Yugoslavia in 1988, but post-production was stopped and seized due to the outbreak of war, which was of course the Croatian War of Independence. The production wasn't completed till 1997 when all lost footage was found, and it failed to get a theatrical release despite Brad Pitt's impressive and booming career. And it went straight to video, you know. I saw this story as a fairy tale. A son of a wealthy king is riddled with a strange disease where he must keep himself shielded from the world. Wishing to live a normal life and find love, he is granted 3 days to live as a normal person, but will die. And I think the story is really fantastic. It's really impressive. The director of this film was Yugoslavian, and he was also the DOP, and he shoots this really beautifully. Like a lot of the cultural dances, the faces in the film, the townsfolk were captured with a lot of detail, and also the folk music at the beginning was just so haunting and really riveting. I just wanted the main characters to keep going around town and show me every single building. It was just so beautiful. I think the cast was very solid in this movie, in particular the father of Brad Pitt, who's played by this actor Guy Boyd, and the father is a really loving man. The relationship he has with his son is really touching. You're never quite sure what his employment is, but he appears quite wealthy and quite powerful, and I mean that in a physical sense as well. Brad Pitt is a strong standout in this movie, and it would have been really interesting to have seen the audience's reaction to this movie had it come out in the late 80s and early 90s. When Brad Pitt takes off his mask, it appears very vampiric. A very pale, young, handsome, and for some reason super fit man. It is Twilight-esque. He's a really likable character, and I think Brad Pitt was perfectly cast in the movie. Now, when Brad Pitt befriends the girl he really likes, the American actor who comes to town, he discovers that she's actually interested in the masked bikie that she's seen around town, and despite telling her that's actually him, he plays a dual role, like as the unmasked Rick and the masked Rick, and this is where I think the film sort of loses it, because I know a lot of European films like that duality, but I just found it really tiresome, that gimmick. Like, he's only got 3 days, why not just cut the crap and just get straight to the point? It's me, you know what I mean? But he goes back and forth with it, and I think it just loses a bit of momentum there. There are some really touching sequences, especially at the end, which I won't spoil, and especially when the father goes to church and asks God to save his son. There's some really touching moments there. There are many scenes that show its late 80s age, which I think contributed to the fact that it didn't get a theatrical release. One in particular was this motorcycle race. Brad Pitt basically has to race the tough guys of the town, and it's so unimaginatively filmed. What should be a climax is just a huge letdown. This is really boring bike race around the beach, and the European group that's chanting for their rider, their racer, the girls start taking off their top and running around like yelling, and I was like, is this a European thing? Because it just came out of nowhere, you know? It was just really bizarre. This movie is okay. It isn't bad. I actually think the story is really good. It could have cut some scenes to bring down its duration, but I think people who are fans of Brad Pitt especially should definitely check this out. Memorable scenes of the movie are all the scenes Brad Pitt has with his father. They're just... the relationship they have and the care they have for each other is really refreshing to see in a movie.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can he take off the mask and suit and stuff at nighttime?
Well, if there was only one scene, because I was like thinking, how does he have a shower and everything like that? There is one scene where he's having dinner and it's pretty much in just full darkness. And I'm assuming, that scene, just from that scene, I'm assuming that's how he gets around, you know, bathing and stuff like that. But yeah,
at night.
Yeah, apparently some of the mechanics of his disease is wrong how it's portrayed in the movie. But I saw the movie as a fairy tale sort of thing.
And the whole film is in English despite being shot overseas?
Yep, that's right. Despite being shot in Yugoslavia, and it's a beautiful looking Yugoslavian town, it's all in English. And I think any of the European actors who are in it, they might be dubbed over because they do sound a bit awkward, or they just have that European flavour.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
That's one to check out, guys. You can also find my review of Brad Pitt in Too Young to Die at our YouTube channel. And you can find more from Lloyd and me at www.podmeifyoucan.com.